Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. Every Thursday, I've been doing a series called Is He a Hall of Famer? I take a look at a player whose career recently ended or someone whose career is winding down and take a look at whether they deserve to make their sports Hall of Fame. I'm going to look at guys that are on the fence. I started with 5 basketball players last Thursday, I did LaShawn McCoy. Today, we're going to take a look at another football player. So, today, is he a Hall of Famer? The seventh one is Matty Ice, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan played collegiately at Boston College and was drafted third overall in the 2008 NFL Draft by the Atlanta Falcons. Ryan played 14 seasons for the Falcons until 2021 and spent last season with the Indianapolis Colts. Got benched, was released. So as of now, remains unsigned. Can't imagine him getting a starting position if he decides to. Maybe he can continue his career as a backup. But it's obvious his career is winding down. He'll turn 38 on May 17th. Let's take a look at Matty Ice's career numbers. This is his Pro Football Reference page. So for his career, he has a 124, 109, and 1 record as a starting quarterback, 65.6 completion percentage, 62,792 yards, which is 7th all time. He's not that far behind Rivers and Roethlisberger to make the top 5, but of course, you would probably have to be a starter again to surpass them. And he's 9th all time with his 381 touchdown passes compared to 183 interceptions. So a little bit over a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. If we take a look at his year-by-year numbers, pretty obvious what the best season of his career was. That came in 2016. The Falcons made the Super Bowl, and Matt Ryan was named the league's MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Career high 4,944 passing yards, career high 69.9 completion percentage, career high 38 passing touchdowns, and tied for a career low 7 interceptions, career high 9.3 yards per attempt, career high 117.1 quarterback rating, well, career high 79.6 QBR as well. Of course, that Falcons team went on to reach the Super Bowl, had a 28-3 lead, but fell to the New England Patriots in kind of an epic meltdown. Now, it's not completely his fault. A lot went wrong for the team in that game. But take a look at his year-by-year numbers. So Ryan threw for over 4,000 yards 10 straight seasons from 2011 to 2020 and finished 32 yards shy of that in 2021. But every year in his career except 2009 threw for at least 3,000 yards. Ryan had 3 seasons where he threw for over 30 touchdown passes in his career, had 2 seasons with over a 100 rating, and another 8 seasons with over a 90 rating in his career. Led the league in completion percentage in 2012 at 68.6%. Every season from 2012 until 2022 at least a 64.7 completion percentage. 2019-2020 led the league in completion, so definitely had a very, 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 very good career. But 2016 was the only season he was considered the best quarterback, named a first-team All-Pro in his 15 seasons, named to just 4 Pro Bowls, which could kind of be, I guess, a little low for someone trying to make the Hall of Fame, but did not win a Super Bowl. 124, 109, 1 record, as I mentioned. Not bad. That shouldn't really hurt his chances. He had a total of 6 seasons where he won double-digit games in his career. He was the Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2008. What was a pretty good season, 68.8 QBR. Definitely very good. And if you go by QBR, actually each of his first let me see, 11 seasons, he had over a 60 QBR and came very close the following 2 seasons, 59.6 in 2009, 59.8 in 2020. Take a look at his playoff numbers. He actually went 4-6 in the postseason. So other than his Super Bowl appearance, just went 2-5 in the playoffs. But, again, 10 games, 20 passing touchdowns to 7 interceptions, nearly a 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, 67.5 completion percentage, 100.8 rating. Pretty good. And even in that run to the Super Bowl, that postseason, he had 9 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. If they didn't blow that 28-3 lead, most likely would have won Super Bowl MVP and almost cemented his case of being a future Hall of Famer. So Pro Football Reference has something called the Hall of Fame monitor. So it goes on to mention how it's a metric designed to estimate a player's chances of making the Pro Football Hall of Fame using approximate value Pro Bowls, All Pros, championships, and various stat milestones. So we take a look. The average quarterback is 109, but that's top heavy. Peyton Manning 257.8. So every quarterback ahead of Ryan is in the Hall of Fame or is going to make it. Nobody's debating whether Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady is going to make the Hall of Fame. Matt Ryan surprisingly over Ben Roethlisberger in this. Roethlisberger is not even someone I would consider for this series because I'm pretty sure he's a surefire Hall of Famer. But he's ahead of a bunch of Hall of Fame quarterbacks according to this Hall of Fame monitor. We got him ahead of Bart Starr, Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach, Dan Fouts, Kurt Warner, Joe Namath, Ken Stabler, Sonny Jurgensen, Warren Moon, Len Dawson, Troy Aikman, and Jim Kelly. He wouldn't be the first to not win a Super Bowl or NFL championship to make the Hall of Fame as a quarterback. Of course, Dan Marino, Fran Tarkington, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon, and Jim Kelly, but all of them have more than the 4 Pro Bowl nods that Matt Ryan has, but Matt Ryan does have that MVP, which definitely helps his case, again, amongst the all-time leaders, passing yards, passing touchdowns. Surprisingly, someone who's known him quite a long time, not quite sure he belongs in the Hall of Fame. So this is via Fansided. Falcons Arthur Blank doesn't think Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer. So Arthur Blank is the owner of the Atlanta Falcons. This wasn't written too long ago, March 5th, 2023. So his exact quote, Matt is like a son to me. He is the description of what a franchise quarterback should be. If we win that Super Bowl, I would argue he's got a shot at the Hall of Fame, an incredible career. So basically insinuating, due to the fact that they didn't win that Super Bowl, he doesn't quite think he's a Hall of Famer. And even if they do, he's not saying he's a definite Hall of Famer. He's just saying he has a shot. So, a guy, Arthur Blank, owns the Falcons, was the owner of the Falcons throughout Matt Ryan's tenure in Atlanta. So that was a bit surprising to hear him say that. This was an article by Yardbarker, written in 2022. Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer? So it goes on to mention, this I think was a little bit after Matt Ryan was benched by the Colts, one of the toughest quarterbacks. Only missed 3 games because of injuries prior to last season. 15 seasons, Ryan had 37 comebacks, 45 game-winning drives, 61,743 career passing yards, rank him 7th all-time, past Dan Marino for that place this season. 4-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, 2016 NFL MVP. Also has been to the Super Bowl, meaning he's been to the biggest game in the NFL. While he doesn't have a Super Bowl ring, that never disqualified other Hall of Fame quarterbacks. With his career, it's clear that Matt Ryan is a future NFL Hall of Famer. So this writer here believes it's a no-doubter that Matt Ryan should definitely get in. I will say, the things he mentioned doesn't exactly make him a guaranteed Hall of Famer. 4-time Pro Bowler. I believe Eli Manning also has the same, but Eli Manning also has 2 Super Bowl MVPs and a similar amount of passing yards and touchdowns in his career. Again, Matt Ryan had that one MVP finish, but otherwise never was really considered one of maybe one of the best, but not, we'll say, top three quarterbacks in the NFL. Although 2018 was a great season as well, just 76 yards of 76 yards away from 5,000, 69.4 completion percentage, 35 touchdowns. But what do you guys think? Does Matt Ryan's body of work get him into the Hall of Fame? Do you think that Super Bowl loss where they blew a 28-3 lead, again, wasn't completely Matt Ryan's fault, causes him to fall short of reaching Canton? Let me know in the comments. My final verdict: I like Matt Ryan. I really do. I don't quite see him as a Hall of Fame quarterback. I really don't. But it's going to be close, and I wouldn't be, upset if he does make it. I don't think it would be a huge, egregious error if he were to get inducted. But I just think he falls a little short. I see Ben Roethlisberger's definitely making it. I think Eli Manning should definitely make it. Philip Rivers has double the Pro Bowl nods, but doesn't have that MVP or All-Pro first team. Maybe he's a future guy to do because he's got an interesting case as well. But again, let me know in the comments, is Matty Ice a future Hall of Famer, Canton bound? Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications.